Judy Smith, thank you for joining on. Ted James, thank you for joining on. Megan Myers, thank you for joining on. Molly Marr, thank you for joining on. Gina Walton, thank you for joining on. If you could share this, I greatly appreciate it. If you could share this, I greatly appreciate it. Hester Davis, peace, sister. Thank you for joining on. Kelly Darby, peace, sister. Catherine G. Robinson, thank you for joining on. Marcus Penn, peace, brother, how you doing? Daniel, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining on. Peace, Marley Mom. I'm just so grateful to God to be alive. Mina, Judy Smith, peace, sister. Sabrina, peace, sister. Adria Lucas, thank you for sharing it. I greatly appreciate it. Jacqueline Caldwell, thank you for joining on. Megan Myers, thank you. Peace, sister. Yolanda Nelson, my wife, thank you for joining on. I want to thank God for giving me a life to live beyond my ignorance. I want to thank God, for giving me a life. So I'm real grateful to have a life, and I'm grateful that God has blessed me to be able to have a leader that I can look to put it in my heart, to put it in this vessel, to have love for another black man that's an example. I want to thank God for putting that in my heart, for looking to another black man as an example and trusting in him and him still being a good example today. I want to thank God for the example of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I thank God for my brother. I get emotional when I think about it, but I thank God for giving me him as an example. That's a black man speaking about another black man. So I want to thank God for that. Melissa Garner, peace. Thank you. Lee Gant, peace, sister. Nene Love, thank you for joining on. BC, peace. So, Jacqueline Caldwell, how you doing, my sister? Adria Lucas, yes. So, Carol Burke, peace, sister, how you doing? Marcus Penn. I am so grateful to God for giving me humility in my heart to really truly understand that it really is going to take us collectively as a people to achieve what God intends for our children and for ourselves. So, I'm real grateful that God has put it in my heart to love looking up to other black men, other black women. So I thank God, for humbling me through life, humbled me early in life, and through my journey called prison, to find out who God. People say they know God, but okay, you know God, but if you knew God, wouldn't you recognize God's men or God's women or God's man or God's woman on the scene? So I thank God for allowing me to recognize good leadership as a black man. So I thank God, for putting in my heart a love for another black man. So if some people may not quite understand that, they may not get it, but this situation, what we're seeing on the internet right now, I don't know if I'm going to even mention any names, because everybody already knows, about the conscious beef that's on the internet right now. And right there should let all of us know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our leader. That's all I'm saying, is that, listen, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has friends all over the planet Earth. And millions of people will come out and hear him when he goes to a country like Iran. I want you to think about it. So, all right, we have to start questioning things. So I want to first offer a benefit of the doubt to my brothers who are beefing online with one another, using the lowest language. I want to offer my brother the benefit of the doubt, because I want to offer him a little wisdom. And you either are on one side of the history or are you not? And whenever you start arguing or beefing with one another, you have to question a few things. These are just standard things that you have to question. If you see two black men, two black women that are supposed to be functioning from the highest of intelligence stoop to the lowest of the levels, after saying that they are conscious and saying that they are awake, I want to still give my brothers the benefit of the doubt, because my brothers are humans. But they need to go ahead and bear witness that they are not the leaders, because you can't lead our people that way. I want you to think about it, all right? Because you can't lead our people that way, because you have to question a few things. And some of those few things you have to question are, one, are they entertainers? That's one. Two, who do they work for? All right. I say that the litmus test is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And anytime you speak as if the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan doesn't even exist and speak as if his history doesn't exist in your midst of being a black man in America, you can totally ignore the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the equation of things. When you speak about particularly elders. So I want you to think about it. You know, so this already, when I say this, is that I say this. I give my brothers the benefit of the doubt that they atone with one another in the public. And then realize that they need to be looking to somebody that they're willing to love as the example, but they're not the leadership for black America. You have to question, are they entertainers? You have to question, all right? You have to question these kind of things, because one of the tactics that the enemy uses is that he pits one against the other. I just want you to think about it now. And they pit us against one another. So when you see two of them fighting, you got to wonder, are they entertainers? Are they working for somebody? Okay, now if they not, I want to give my brothers the benefit of the doubt that they'll come out in the public and be an example for our children. Was it a profit of man to gain the whole world, but lose his soul? Meaning that, is that the way your history is gonna be? I want you to think about it now. Is their history gonna go down? All the work they have done, all the teaching they have done, are you really willing to leave that example to the children? I just want you to think about it, because the enemy has a design that he'll make sure that will be your example to the children. Because anytime our people come out and they start talking like that, we can't learn from history and see that they pitted us against one another in the past. I just want you to think about it now. So I ask my brothers to come before the people for the children and show children the way it's supposed to be done. If you're truly functioning from a higher level of thinking, if you really say that you're conscious, you have to be conscious enough to recognize your mistake and your error, because it happened in the public. Then you go into the public and be the example and bring peace amongst you two, because you can't tell the gangbangers to have peace, and you say that your conscience don't have peace. And if you can't bring peace, why can't you bring peace? I want you to think about it. Who comes between two black people in bringing peace to one another? Think about it. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you can't shame a person, you can't change a person. I just want you to think about it. This is why it's good for black people to always have a leader to look to. You can't choose leaders that are no longer here physically in your midst. God surely has given you another leader somewhere. I want you to think about it. We can read scripture and think that we got leaders like Jesus of 2,000 years ago. Jesus was a leader, right? Moses was a leader, right? Abraham was a leader, right? Well, if they could be leaders 2,000 and 3,000 and 4,000 and 5,000 years ago, then why can't we have a leader today? As black people in America who have been treated than any other people, not just because we've been beaten, but the way we have been bred. I just want you to think about it. All right? So it's just that easy. If you check the video that I did in November, the end of November, teaching on that you can't say you conscious and don't bear witness to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm sorry, that's my litmus test. And that should be your litmus test. You can't say you conscious and you don't bear witness to the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I want you to think about that now. You can't do it. So, I just want you to think about it. This message, like I said, is for everybody, but everybody's not for the message. Because many of us have been convinced we can't learn from the minister and to see the way that he handled things in the 60s, the 70s, that he has grown and he's been an example through and how to get through it, and he's still living today. I just want you to think about it. Some may not like this message, but right now what you are witnessing something right now that's showing you where your leadership is, black people. I want you to think about it. So, take it, however you possibly can. But how long before you just bear witness and get your life together? I want to thank God for giving me my life, seeing my life beyond when I know it's not supposed to be here because I know this enemy. I want to thank him for protecting my life, for guiding me throughout my life to be able to deliver a message and point the people and say, you can't see this. You can't see this for yourself. What's happening right before your eyes. I just want you to think about it. The Willie Lynch so-called theory came into existence in the highest level of consciousness. I want you to think about it. Where the discussion between dark skin and light skin came into play. Think about it. I just want you to think about it now. Just want you to think about it now. What we are witnessing right now, listen, I'm just being a brother to each one of you because I've taken the time to do my studying. I've lived a life and seen God interact and intervene in my life. And I'm just telling you, I'm witnessing something, and I'm just asking you to witness it too. And all I'm saying is that those brothers just need to bear witness that they are obviously not the leaders for the people, because our leaders for the people do not respond that way. You can respond, but to respond and disappoint the children, I just want you to think about it. What if I have a child that watches you, studies you, looks up to you, and this is what you leave for my children as your history? That at the end, you stoop all the way down to the lowest level and make it easy for the enemy to come in between, and then we lose our brothers. I want you to think about it now. Think about what I'm saying now. So it's my duty to first try to wake my brothers up to make sure if they're not conscious reality stars. I'm talking about myself too. Just want you to think about it. I'm raising 5 children in the house and doing this work. Think about it. 5 children in the house right now and doing this work. I want you to think about it. With a team of people need a fraction of the money. I just want you to think about it now. I just want you to think about it, my people. This is all I'm saying, man. This is all I'm saying. When we start equating our knowledge to money, my goodness, man. Listen, This is Larry with Project Second Chance. I just want to thank each and every one of you. My heart, you know what I'm saying, is heavy, but I got some awesome news today. My heart is heavy because even though you see it coming and you speak on it, and you try to get the message to the individuals, whether they want to hear it, they don't want to hear it, and then you start seeing the fall. It's all mathematical. And when you understand the mathematics, you can automatically see, all right, your people's history. And it's like doing the mathematics. You cannot in 2016 going into 2017 call yourself conscious and ignore and turn the people away from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm just trying to put it out there for each and every one of you who tuned in right now. I'm just giving you just a little bit of wisdom. That there's some mistakes that you just don't want to make right now in your life. So you can take it or you can let it alone. But I'm telling you, you can't call yourself conscious today and ignore the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and ignore his works. I just want you to think about it now. Anybody who does is suspect. So, y'all save the news, sister. I'll save it, sister. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Mathematics don't lie. Listen, right now I'm closing my eyes because it's in my head. What I'm witnessing, and I've seen it so many times. Y'all don't study history? I'm speaking to my brothers, to the two brothers. You don't study history? Do you really want to be written in that part of history? I just want you to think about it. To my two brothers and to any other brother out there. Can you really say now that you are the leader of the people? I just want you to think about it. Can you really say that now? So, listen. How can you not go to the man who actually lived it? And then you may sit back and question his position? You conscious? No, you say you know the enemy, but you question this brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and say you conscious. Listen, the moment you say you awake and then you deny that brother, this is why Jesus was saying, listen, take it however you want to take it. All right? But there's some people you just cannot deny. You have to still come through them. And when you deny them, you see the enemy uses them as a litmus test. What you see the enemy use them as a gateway. All right. You can't come through this gate unless you deny the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's the way the enemy has it set up. That alone should have you think from another perspective and say, wait a minute. Then that should be my litmus test. For who's my friends? What do you think about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? And when your answer, all right, is not right, it's just a matter of time before you begin to fall because you send a message to your enemy. Listen, man, you think you smart, but you outsmarting yourself because you're unplugging yourself from the source that protects you, that gives you your atmosphere. And the moment you start speaking out against your elder, not just elders, but your elder, all right? You start plugging or pulling yourself. It's like putting your foot up against the wall and pulling at the plug. All right? You unplugging yourself from the source, not only from your knowledge, the source of your strength, your protection. And once you separate from him, you are fair game. Satan only called you and you obeyed. I want you to think about it now. So this is just a little message to all of you right now who say you conscious, who say that you like this wisdom, that you say you like this message. All right? Here's a little wisdom to each and every one of you. All right? You better seek understanding on who the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is. That's just from your brother. To my brothers and to my sisters, be careful with how you think about the brother. I'm telling you something. I've studied this brother, so you can take it however you want to take it. All right? But God is with me. All right? He with me. All right? Just keep watching. All right? It's not me. I'm just grateful to God to be a student, man. I'm so thankful to God to be a student. Some people don't even make it to the class. It's amazing how many people, black people, want to go to the Blue Devils. You know, they're excited to go to Duke and they are awesome school. But it's amazing how they're so anxious to go to the Blue Devils. I just want you to think about it now, to go be in their school. So I just feel blessed to be in the school of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now you take that however you want. This is just my little message to each and every one of you. Because you say you conscious, and if you conscious, you should want what's best for your people. So that's mathematics that I'm providing to each and every one of you that you can feel. That's direct. Be careful with how you think about people. Because you may be thinking about a person that may be an angel to God. It don't have to just be the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm telling you that that's one. But God may have them all around you, in the way you think and how you treat somebody around you can be that angel that can be your judgment. I want you to think about it. All right? All right? So that's my warning to my people, because you are walking into a time, people. You are walking into a time period, a change of rulership, where one world is going out and one world is coming in. And it ain't Donald Trump's that's coming in, it's Donald Trump's that's going out. I want you to think about it. All right, so this is just from a little old brother from Fayetteville, North Carolina, that very few people know about, that just want to give you a little message that this should make it very clear who you need to be looking to, black people, when he makes the call. Because these other brothers and sisters, they cannot make the call. And God is showing you they're not ready to make the call. But there's only one that can make that final call. So, you know, you take that however you want to take it. All right. I hope that, you know, to those of you, I'm going to speak to those of you who get this message. Don't always have to speak to those who don't get it. To those of you who get this message, thank God, man. If you got love in your heart for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan right now, all right, you hit the love button. You say that you love, you know what I'm saying, and you thank God for being in your right mind. So many people talk about Jesus, but they don't talk about all the people who deny Jesus. I just want you to think about it. So many of them people, you know, they want to tell you about Jesus, but they don't want to tell you about the people who deny Jesus. They want to tell you as if so many people love them. Well, if so many people love them, how do they take them to the cross? Just want you to think about it. So that's just my little wisdom to all of you out there who say you conscious. You could be conscious. You could be yourself. But you best to be, all right, shut mouth. If you don't know what to say about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, don't send no little in-the-window shots to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and don't ignore the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can't ignore him either, all right? You can't ignore him either, period. A lot of people get the big eyes in this world and forget where they got this knowledge from, all right? So, you know, God didn't stop sending prophets. What make him stop sending them now? All right? So my people need to wake up. We need to wake up, man. I'm pointing all of you to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can be conscious. You can be who you are. Support the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Do you see now? Do you see now, my people? All right? So, that leaves a lot of people out there stranded. There's a lot of people who looked up to them for leadership who are disappointed right now. You just struck fear right back into their little hearts. I just want you to think about it. So, when you do that, listen, let me explain something to everybody. This is passion, but here's the passion, everybody. All right. You have to be very careful with where you lead the people, because the blood is on your hands. Many people will follow suit along with you and set our people back hundreds of years again. During these times, our most conscious minds supposedly, just want you to think about it. So, remain who you are. Exactly. My wife said, I appreciate the minister for not being afraid to fight for me before I even knew I needed to fight for myself. Exactly. Exactly. Listen, before I was born, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, before I was born, I just want you to think about this now. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is 40 years older than me. I want you to think about this. Before I was born, he was already into this, as long as I've already been into it right now, teaching. I want you to think about it. Who am I? Listen, for real now, this is how we got to think. To survive what we've been seeing, how they pit one another against each other, how we bite so quick, start using names, stoop to the lowest. You could have responded from an intelligent point, and we could have saw the debate from an intelligent standpoint and learned something in the process. But instead, my children can't even watch it. I can't even send my children to those pages anymore, because it may pop up. And they may say, oh, they go my brother, and click on it and watch that. And then I have to let my children see you in your disappointed phase. So I thank each and every one of you for signing on. I had to, I just had to say that to each and every one of you, so that you'll know that, it gets to the point where you just can't deny your people, man. Come on, black people, who we gonna look to? Who are we gonna look to for leadership? That's really gonna get us what we want and not compromise. I just want you to think about it. That you will not have to be a business partner with somebody who will then go off like that and put you in a situation like that. Who wants to do business with that? So I want you to think about it. I just want y'all to think about that. If you could share this, I greatly appreciate it, because I want as many people to understand. I want as many people as possible to know who they should be looking to. Because I'm telling you, it's been proven over and over and over again, but many of us out there who believe that, we need to tell other people. We need to be okay with telling other people, saying, listen, you need to just go ahead and listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm just telling you like it is. You can take it however you want to take it, all right? But I'm a brother giving you good advice, giving you good wisdom. You can still be, all right, and grow into your purpose and use your language and use your words. But the brother don't guide you or lead you wrong. So you take that however you want to take it. That's what I offer to you. I truly believe that the greatest thing that somebody can pretty much offer you is guidance. But we don't value people who guide us. We value, like Harriet Tubman, literally taking you through the paths of the plantations, and from plantation to plantation, rescuing people and knowing the back. We understand it from that standpoint, but we don't take it from the guidance standpoint, the mental, the knowledge, the discipline, what you do and what you don't do. There's some things you just don't do. There's just something you just don't do. There's certain levels you just don't stoop to unless you absolutely have to. So, Gina Walton said, they'll be all right, Larry. I'm thinking of the children. If you're talking about the two individuals, yeah. I mean, they're going to have to be. You know, they're going to have to be all right. Keep moving. We keep moving. But if we're talking about the children, we have to clean it up. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm saying. When you have to clean it up, you have to first try to say, brothers, get that right. Don't leave that as a history. It's like being a champion. You know, champions start losing their mind too. I'm just telling you like it is. Sometimes we forget. I want to tell this story with Malcolm X. You know, that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that Malcolm X told. And it's a sharpshooter, and it's not verbatim, but I've switched it up and changed it up, and I still want to give credit to where credit is due. And it's about a young brother who was challenged to a duo of a sharpshooter contest. And he wanted to get his home back for his family. If he won, he could be able to get his home back for his family. But he wasn't a sharpshooter at all. But another man who was a sharpshooter walked up to him and said, young man, you just get up there in that contest. You just get up there and you just fire the weapon. I'll be in the woods and I'll hit the target for you. And the little boy got excited. He was like, yes, sir, I'll do it. Very humble. He got up there, he fired. They called bullseye. His opponent fired. You know, bullseye. They kept going back and forth. The crowd got bigger. It got much, much bigger. After it got so big, the little boy started jumping around, and he turned around. He saw the big crowd that was around him. And the little boy looked out in the woods, and he spotted the guy who told him that he'll hit the target for him. And he looked out in the woods, and he saw him, and he started waving his hands at the guy. And he said, hey, I don't need you anymore. I got it now. I don't need you anymore. I want you to think about that story now. And then the little boy went back and he went to fire. He didn't even hit the target. He fired again. He wouldn't hit the target. And everybody around the crowd started realizing he was not the sharpshooter. I want you to think about it. The sharpshooter that was in the woods was told, I don't need you anymore, man. I got it from here. He started feeling himself because the crowd that was around him started making him think it was him. But he forgot the teacher that was teaching him, that gave him the knowledge. So he started thinking, it's me, man. It's me. It's me. And I don't need you anymore. And then after a while, the people found out that you were not the sharpshooter. The people finally realized that you were not the teacher. There was already another group of people who already knew you weren't the teacher. But there was a big group that really believed that you were the teacher. And now the sharpshooter, right? You told him you don't need him no more. I just want you to think about it. You don't know how these enemies, all right, to God's people move, how they work. So, my wife said, I know my life before the teachings and I know my life after. The evidence is clear to me. I'm a scientist. No, literally, she is a scientist. And the data reveals that truth is the key to freedom. It's science. You know? So I say to all my people, man, we're black people. You don't want to keep being led forward 3 steps and forward and then 4 steps back. 4 steps forward, 2 steps back. You want to keep stepping and moving forward. So the best things that our brothers can do, as I said in the beginning, is atone with one another. Come out to the public. Atone and squash the beef. Be the example for the people. But now you need to accept a peacemaker for you too. All right. You need somebody to bring peace between you two. But you can't be brought peace between you two when you think that you don't have to listen to anybody else. When you are submitting yourself to somebody else's leadership, and they tell you, no, you have to, this is the way, then you humble yourself out of the love of your people. If you're truly conscious, you know it's for the love of your people. That's the best thing for you to do. Atone with one another in the public. Show the gang members that that's not the way it is. When you beef like that in the public, it makes it so easy also for them to take your life. It's so easy to make it to them to boost up some little knucklehead out there, boost them up to take your life. Why would you even want to travel and make enemy with your own people? I just want you to think about it. This is not a time to be an enemy to your own people. Make it hard for them at least. Think about it. So, we definitely need to make it more difficult for them. And we know in consciousness that we cannot make it as a people splintered. If you look, if you're conscious, you see other communities, they all work together. They have differences, but they still do business with one another. I just want you to think about it. So, you know, this is my perspective on what you're witnessing. You can also, before it got to this point, or before I even knew this was any of this, but I had been hearing and getting hints of disrespect towards the minister, which made me do the video November, I believe 23rd. I shared it to my post, because if you just go and peruse the whole so-called conscious community or conscious people, I'm talking about on all levels, in all areas, religion, everything. Come on, we got to bear witness to one that we see that's doing greater things than any of us. How can you say you conscious and you can't see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? I just want you to think about it. I'm just saying, how can you not see him? How can you see the enemy and see everything else and teach to your people and don't see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? That's all I'm saying. That should be your litmus test. If you want to know and you want to know how to guide and get around, that's your litmus test. Make it easy on your life, on your decisions in life, because I'm telling you, that is the litmus test. There'll be many that say they also love the minister so that they can get close to you, but make them work. Put in the work, man. Work. Our people need to work. We've been talking for a long time. We need to work. We need to build schools. So, brother BC, the only elder out there, that'll be good, brother, but let me tell you something. It'll happen again until they accept the elder. A system. I'm not saying that you got to accept and be FOY or MGT. That's not what I'm saying. That's the best you can be. I'm just telling you what I believe. That's just my belief. All right? That's the best you can be. All right? That's the best you can be. But if you don't want to accept that, that's fine. I'm telling you, just don't speak out or ignore, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan don't even exist. That's all I'm saying. You can't say you're conscious and ignore him. You can't do it. So, you know, listen, science tells us that the vessel, the physical vessel, I'm only in a vessel right now. There's an energy in that vessel, but also through my DNA, I'm a mathematical code. All right? And all it takes is the sound, like, you know, like music to your ears of truth that'll start aligning that mathematical code and start bringing you to life. All right? But this vessel don't have but so much time on the planet Earth. And then it returns back from which it came, which is the Earth. I just want you to think about it. So, in my little bit of time, on this planet Earth, I want to make sure that I can get as much out there that I can to my people. So I hope that each and every one of you are understanding this message that I'm trying to give you, not trying to offend nobody. Because I want to see my people saved. If my people are saved, then I'm saved. And then if my people are saved, they saving the world for my children. So, you know, if you could share this post, I greatly appreciate it. Inbox somebody that you think that needs to come up out of that state of mind, their funk. Inbox this message. All right? If they accept what I'm telling them, you will see their life change overnight. But see, even through that phase of your growth, there's always going to be Satan making you offers. I want you to think about it. And one thing you cannot love, if you see that they were even throwing money into the equation, into the argument. You cannot love money. You cannot fear being controlled. You already controlled. Okay, then jump off this earth and go into space. You under control. You gonna run? Okay, break out running right now. At top speed that you have. You're under control. All right? You're already under control. But what black people have a fear of is being under control of another black person. I want you to think about it. All right? So I just say that, you know, that in every message, it should be very clear that you have no problem with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's all I'm saying. You're welcome, Kim Thomas. Thank you, sister. Peace, Aaron. How you doing, brother? Courtney Wicker. I don't know who I mentioned before, but so I'll mention some now. Ted James, Melissa Garner, Terrell Cooper Muhammad. Peace. Is Terrell Cooper Muhammad? Exactly, sister. Because he gives us nothing. That is, sister, that is literally the formula to give you nothing. They got us trained. We don't get it when the conscious world teaches on what we've been through. You can't never dismiss, no matter how conscious you are, that you still are born in sin, shaped in iniquity. I want you, listen, the environment to breed black people for slavery in America was sinful. And we were shaped in iniquity. I want you to think about it. You can never forget that you don't come from that. So no matter how conscious you think you are, Satan has deceived you. You should be hoping that somebody out here is smarter than Satan. You should be looking for that person. You think you're the one? I just want you to think about it. Think about it. So we're afraid to be under control of other black people. As black people, it's a fear in us because they bred that into our being. That is not just something that we're taught outwardly right now. That is something that we have been bred into under a controlled study. It sounds cruel and brutal, and it is. But the process to come out of it, we have to bear witness to the process. And the process is, no matter how high we get, we'll still stoop down. You just scratch the black man on the surface. And he'll throw everything, or she'll throw everything out the door. So I pray to Allah that he keeps me in my right mind. All right? I pray to God keep me in my right mind. Anytime you see me do something like that, what you seen, I am going ahead and announce right now. Now, if I'm teaching truth, but using that language, speaking that way, that aggressive, listen. In the public, know that I have lost my mind. I just want to go ahead and put that out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and make that clear, because then don't write that part into my history, because you can say, no. That's when that lead that was in the water must have took effect in Larry's life, because he already made it clear before that if he ever did that, he already made it very clear that it's the lead in the water. They did something to him in prison that just took 20 years or 30 years to start reacting. I just want you, listen, so I'm just making that very clear right now. So don't let that be used, all right? So it justify, all right, your foolishness. So I want you to think about it. So I accept it for what history shows me, but I also see a man before me that God is protecting. And if he could protect him, he could protect me too. So, thank you, Miss Jacqueline Caldwell. I have to admit, it's not alkaline though, sister. That's why I'm not drinking it so readily. It's not as good. So, I just want you to know, I just want y'all to listen. I just want y'all to think about this. Listen, guess what's happened? Let me share something else with y'all. Can I share this with you? Now, here are people who don't want to be conscious, not into consciousness or any of that, right? And they're saying, see, I told you. That's why I don't want my children listening to that mess that Brother Larry was talking about anyway. Well, I ain't talking about them. But people group you all in with that. So, Crystal Mendoza, you mentioned the Willie Lynch, and I totally agree with you. And then you saw the Willie Lynch come into play in the conversation. I just want you to think about it. This is not shots at my brothers. I can hold my own. I'll make that very clear. I can hold my own. All right? And it won't be that way. And it won't be no threats or none of that. It'll be the truth. It'll be teaching. So I can hold my own. So it's no shots. But it's to those of you who are listening to me as your brother. Because some of you study sports more than I do. Some of you study science more than I do. Some of you study the school system more than I do. And you teach me. But when it comes to this perspective right here, just listen to my perspective on this. This is what I do. This is what I study. So, listen to me on this one, all right? Listen to me on this one, that the conscious community, the earth has an atmosphere. It has a ceiling. The earth does. The earth does. It has an atmosphere, man. It's masterful. It's a beautiful thing to look at. But then when you travel the universe, you start seeing there's other beautiful things out there that has an atmosphere too. If you don't believe that there is a God that created all this, that we're looking at, when you go out into space, you got to bear witness that there's something greater than you. Good gracious. But when you don't believe in a God, listen, man, or you say you do, but your actions don't show it. It's just that you don't want nobody to say you crazy. But in all actuality, you really think it's you. Well, when you're earthly like that, you just stay within the earth's atmosphere and you just marvel at the mountains, at the lakes, at the ocean. You just marvel at how much oil is up under the soil. But when you know you got a God, he takes your mind out to the other stars, to the other solar systems, and it humbles you. So you're not proud, you're not arrogant. You bear witness to someone greater than you. And that's what allows you to elevate. because you bear witness to other brothers and sisters around you. And you really truly believe that your brother's success is your success. That's part of the mathematical equation. It don't matter how brilliant you may think you are within yourself. You can master inside of yourself, but if you can't master the language and speak to your people, if you can't recognize the gifts in other people, if all you see and you want everybody just to marvel at your gift, but you ain't never marveling at nobody else's gift, that makes it very clear that you must be stuck to the earth. All right? But when you bear witness, when you see another black man that's not bearing witness just to another rapper, man, I'm telling you, man, or to an entertainer, to a sports figure, when do you see black men bear witness to other black men as like they brother? One speaking truth, one teaching. I want you to think about it. Listen, if the conscious community had cheerleaders or had fans, like the athletes did, I just want you to think about it. Think about it. With that kind of attitude and spirit towards one another, that you say y'all been brothers for how long? You say you've been brothers, y'all been working together like that? I just want you to think about it. That is not a brotherhood. So I don't want nobody to get it twisted. That is not a brotherhood. Because you're earthly. Because you don't see each other's gift that can come together and be stronger as one. You don't see that. You just see your own gift. And now you're swallowing that fire. Now you're being blinded because you're not using your eyes to look outside of yourself. So now you're just looking in the mirror and all you do is you see yourself. That's all you see all day long. I just want you to think about it. Right? Just want you to think about it now. Talk about psychologists. Talk about a psychology that was used on us. It's deeper than just quoting this stuff, man. See, when you start practicing the love of the brotherhood, this is when God starts opening you up to a whole nother level of thinking. See, you can tell the difference between the brothers who truly love the brotherhood because they are elevated in their thinking. You see, part of the key to opening the door is you got to truly love your brother. You got to truly love your sister. You got to truly love your people. So when you love your people, man, listen, you bear witness to the gifts in your brother, and you can't do that at this level. You can't speak that way to one another and say you've been brothers for 10 or 15 years, working together and teaching the people. Think about it. So, if you watch this video, please don't watch half of it and then get it misconstrued. Because scripture said there's a time for everything. We must keep moving. Got time to linger on. Anybody who's entertaining any doubt, go to the next brother. And I'm telling you, the next brother, all right, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And that's just making it clean and cut to the chase. Listen to him when he speaks. Go to his Facebook page. Listen, when you see the brothers on the street, show them respect. Show them love. When you see the sisters, show them respect. Show them love. Nobody else building that in America. I just want you to think about it. All right, so open your eyes, my people. Open your eyes. You got to bear when you can't say you conscious and blind to the works of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's all I'm saying, man. You can't say you see the enemy and you can't show the people your friend. And you only been on the planet Earth half the amount of years of the minister. Talking about elders. So that's respect for elders. Go watch the video I posted up earlier about who are these mischief makers, parading themselves as conscious leaders. Go watch that video. All right, listen, I'm just listening. It's one thing when you're delivering a message to, you know, to speak, to try to break somebody's down. That's not what this message is about. This message is to build my people up. This is not one of those kind of messages where I'm trying to tear my people down. This is a message that if they take heed to what I'm saying, they'll build, you know what I'm saying, themselves up. So I would not try to tear my people down when I'm in the business of lifting my people up, getting up under my people, trying to push them up. So I just wanted to, you know, share this message, you know, with them, my brothers. That's all I'm saying. Do you now bear witness? Go watch your videos. Look at them. Do you really think now that you have the wisdom to get the people out of the condition they're in with all of your studies and all of your lack of studies, whatever it is, on either end, with all of your credentials and all of your so-called lack of credentials, however, it doesn't matter. Do you really believe that you're the one? So what they need to do is atone with one another and bear witness to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and to all the people that they believe in them. Listen, brother, turn that money over. Listen, let me explain something to you. When you got a lot of money and you getting ready to use a lot of money and you getting ready to ask the people for that money, I'm going to close out with this one to my people. This is for, you know, you to think about it. When you got money and you saying you're going to use it for good, you're going to use it to teach your people. You have a duty to carry out that mission because the people believed in you. When you say you were going to do something, you were going to stay focused. So support the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. To my brothers, no, I'm serious, man. After Tupac and Biggie were warring with one another, after a while they start realizing, like Malcolm and Martin, they start realizing, hold up, man. Am I being manipulated? Am I being played? You can't say you conscious and do that like that in the public or in private. You can't say you conscious and call each other kings, queens, princes, or whatever. Generals, whatever. And then talk to one another like that? I'm sorry. So you could talk and have cuss words in a good spirit amongst men, but cutting at one another, using those kind of names, that draws animosity. And then you got people who believed in you. You're gonna leave. Everybody ain't cut from that kind of cloth. And you want the people to walk with you into destruction that history has shown us is destruction? How can you blame the people from not wanting to deal with you anymore and look past you now and tell you to fall in and get in line? Just want you to think about it. All right? So, I want to apologize for not interacting maybe the way maybe some of y'all wish, but I want to get this off my chest without being distracted. I am that ADHD or whatever, all those letters they got so many of them. I'm one of them. They just didn't have that back then in the 70s or 80s. So I'm one of them. So I get distracted very easy, but I wanted to get this message off as clear as possible in the shortest amount of period as I possibly can, to tell my brothers and sisters to take heed to my warning as a brother. To you setting yourself up for failure. One, you won't bear witness to somebody greater than you, but you say you conscious. You won't bear witness to the gifts of each other, but you say you conscious. I bear witness to the greatness of the brothers that I'm around. I bear witness to the grace of the sisters that I'm around. I bear witness to greatness This is why when I met a Katherine G. Johnson, I was so fired up to let the world know about her. Didn't go sign no contract with Miss Katherine and say, Miss Katherine, if I do this, if I do that. I didn't do that. I did it from my heart. And those with me who saw the vision, they did it from their heart. So, when you love your people, this knowledge begins to open you up to a whole new realm of thinking, but then other people start recognizing you. They start bearing witness that they see somebody else breaking through. My children have this little thing that it breaks through. You know, the little egg hatches and it cracks it. Don't mention it. Please don't market it on the page. I don't want to market it. I just want to teach on it. But they watch that thing bust through that little egg and watch the science. I saw the engineering. So I just want to, you know, cracking through. And you can see, and they were peeking inside of the egg, looking in. And I was thinking of how when you begin to wake up from all these lies and you start realizing, man, I don't want nobody lying to me about anything, man. You understand the passion why people don't want you lying to their children about Santa Claus, because you just don't even want to. Why introduce your children to practicing lying? Why don't even, you know, when you start truly understanding psychology, you're hindering their breakthrough. Their interest into the world, you're preventing that. So, you know, I just want you to think about it. Thank each and every one of you for signing on. I've been telling you that what I've been teaching on, self-improvement, the basis for community development. I didn't bring the study guys out with me today. If you getting all this knowledge about history and all this, but you're not getting knowledge about yourself. And when I say yourself, I'm talking about how to deal with your flaws. We have been born in sin and shaped in iniquity. We have been taught everything wrong. Who's teaching us everything right? I mean, and you keep seeing these black people falling and falling, but I'm thinking about, this is how I'm thinking right now. I'm not thinking about rappers beefing. I'm thinking of living in the era of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, living in the era of Marcus Garvey, living in the era of Martin Luther King, having the wisdom and having the knowledge that you have right now. If you saw them brothers and you were their friend back in that time, knowing the knowledge and knowing what you know right now, and they were arguing with one another, you didn't see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad arguing with anybody. He told them like it was, and what he's taught has come to be truth. But I'm speaking about the other ones who did argue amongst one another, who got the knowledge from the lineage. So, would you give that individual advice right now and say, listen, man, that is not, I'm telling you, I've seen this before. It's like deja vu. It's like I've seen this before. When do we wake up that we're conscious and we can peep that the enemy's all in the midst of this? I just want you to think about it. Do you know right now, if people, as I spoke on the video a month ago, they come and they rock your faith. This is a good time to make a lot of conscious people, or people who are just waking up. This is a good time to make them say, see, man, I told you, man. I knew it, man. I'm done with that. I'm done with it. Black people never going to change. It's one of those phases where black people can say so easily, man, see, man, that's why I ain't into that conscious stuff, man. Man, we just need to go and keep taking our children to public school, because you take them to black school, that's what they're going to be doing anyways. If you take them to black school, that's what they're going to be doing anyways. If you take them to black schools, a black school, that's what they're going to be doing anyways. For somebody who want to open a school, just want you to think about it. I'm saying in the public. I'm not saying the enemy has unveiled anything on you. I'm not saying that the enemy has come out with propaganda against you. I'm talking about you go on and you make a video yourself, writing yourself in a part of history that has proven to us can be and will be your failure if you now don't make the right decision. I just want you to think, this is when it's crucial. Make the quick decision to atone with one another in the public. Apologize and humble yourself. Change your language. We got children we trying to teach, man. How can I have my children watching you and you no worse than a rapper who's conscious and then go start talking about rapping after conscious? I got my children to listen to him, they feeling him and they loving him, and then he goes back to teaching and rapping about drugs and selling drugs. Now you done led my children from consciousness and they love you, now they trust you, and now you done let them back into the drug world. I want you to think about it. So now you done led the children back basically to gang banging. So many gang members' lives have been transformed that you rock their faith, they go back to what they know the best, and that is the gang life. Now they lose faith in your leadership. Disappointed. What if lives are lost because of this? I want you to think about this. It's so easy for lives now to become lost and blame it on whoever you want to blame it on. I want you to think about it. See, some people don't know how this enemy really works. And that's why we need a leader. And that's why they're going to tell you not to ever choose that leader. And right now, that leader is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's just my little wisdom to you all. All right? So, this is Larry Rivera with Project Second Chance. Had to step aside of Project Second Chance, because Project Second Chance was inspired by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all right? So, I want to give a shout out, to all of you who support Project Second Chance, for all of you who trust your little brother. I pray to God that if I ever am in error in the public like that, please somebody, pull me to the side and help me apologize immediately and atone immediately, because I know the mathematical formula. So, thank each and every one of you. Sister Khalif said it's a vicious cycle. Unfortunately, I used to say that a lot, sister. It's a vicious cycle. It just sounds vicious when you say a vicious cycle. And I don't want to be in that cycle anymore. But being and having the opportunity to teach on it, what path am I going to take? You see, I'm not saying that path somebody else take is wrong. I'm talking about my mission. I'm speaking about myself. You have to be comfortable in your own skin, comfortable in your own lane, and don't think that just everybody's speaking to you. So I'm comfortable where I'm at, but from my position, I had to say, what wisdom would I offer? Would I feed into the broken hearts of the people? Would I feed into mending the hearts of the people? And then pointing them to say, I told you. You hate to say I told you so. Thank you, Miss Caldwell. Thank you, sister. See, listen, I'm going to tell you what I think about. Let me tell you what I think about. If I come on a post, I've been to the point to where I'm upset with somebody. But you have to be very careful. See, it used to be they put the microphone in your face. They wait till they catch you in a, because you're human. And they'll put the microphone in your face. And you have to be careful when they put that microphone in your face. But now we can put the microphone in our own faces. So you have to have a check and balance in your life. You have to know that when your pissed off level has peaked, you got to know that, okay, when I'm at this level, I have a rule that I follow. And that rule is to call somebody, and you have a rule. You have these certain people, and you line them up, and you know you can call these people. And you know that these people, you can't say, no, I'm not going to call this one because this one going to tell me that I'm wrong. No, I ain't going to call that one because this one going to tell me that I'm wrong. You can't call the ones that's going to ride with you. You got to call the one that you know is going to tell you about yourself. And you call that one, and if that one don't answer, you got another one to call. You got to have people around you, and then you call them, and they're going to always tell you, brother, you got too much to lose. Didn't you say, Larry, that you want to open a school? Yeah, I do want to open a school. So, Larry, didn't you, if you want to open a school, brother, that ain't going to be a good look on you, man. Brother, thank you. Sister, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me that wisdom because it may make some money. That's the short game. Yeah, you may get popular and your video shared and now you got 1 million and now you got a lot of followers that's going to join on to you. Now you're going to mislead more people. Don't realizing that you're digging a grave deeper for yourself. But some people think that just even that kind of publicity, hey man, we can do this. No, man, listen. We're not living in those times right now. There's a heavy price for misleading and leading the people to the slaughter. Thank you. Crystal Mendoza said, trigger points, gotta know them. What makes you tick? Exactly. You gotta have what they call a check and balance in your life. That's the beauty of the law. When you have law and you follow the law and you say, the law is set up not for me. The law is for the people. It protects the people. So, you know. But when you think it's you and you are the sharpshooter, you don't have people who can administer the law on you. You don't have somebody you can call because everybody feels like, you know what, man, I done told you 100 times. Every time you call me, I give you advice. You don't take the advice. You go do what you want to do anyways. All right. So don't call me no more. And that's how people get. And now you lose the people who will tell you the truth because they tired of telling you the truth and you don't take the advice, but you burden them with your problems. Just want you to think about it. And listen, I want y'all to listen. Okay, thank you, Donna Marie. Thank you. I want y'all to hear this right now. Everybody who's still signed on. Donna Marie, thank you. We have right now, how old is your grandson, Sister Donna? If you could please announce that. How old is your grandson? He's on my page. This is a prime example. Thank God. He's on my page. Listen to this. Please give me his age, sister. Is he 9? Listening to me teach right now. Even when you comment, he's 6 years old. His name is Makai. Watches my videos. My goodness. I know a little brother named Makai. So I got to think about little Makai, man. That touches my heart because you got a brother you got children watching my posts right now. You got parents, when I go live, they wake their children up and have them watching my videos. So imagine I'm on here and I started it off the way I started off, and then I just go in and you walked off, you went, start cooking little Makai something, and I'm going in, this and that and that, and I'm going hard like this. I want you to think about it. And you come back, and he said, you know, I'm done with it now. Now let me go into my next. You don't even know the seed. My goodness, man. That individual that you trusted with your son or your daughter's mind. You missed the seed he just or she just planted in your child's mind. And you trying to figure out why your child don't want to watch the videos no more all of a sudden. Think about it. My goodness. I want to thank God for my life, man. So this is why it's important. I want my brothers to understand. I'm not coming cracking a whip. I'm coming with the olive branch. If my little words mean anything, they'll see. They'll see. All right? Because if they think they don't, That's exactly why they in a position they in right now. Think about it. Kelly Darby said, if children are the future leaders, we must feed them positivity and truth. I agree. Aaron Johnson said, my anger used to take me off of the rails, and the black man got a good reason to be angry. We got good reason to be angry. Yeah, I'm just checking. I just see some. Y'all know me. All right, y'all know me. So I'm looking vehicle in the neighborhood. But anyways, so I want to thank God for my life. Thank each and every one of you for taking this little bit of time with me. I know I kept y'all too long. Hour and 15 minutes, that's too long. I know that. Jacqueline said, scripture says a double-minded man is unstable in his ways. Exactly. And guess what? And that's when that double-edged sword comes into play. May God bless our young with wisdom and vision. Thank you, Sister Khalif. Thank you, Sister Melissa Garnis. Exactly. I truly agree, Melissa Garner. You know, but we have a responsibility. And it's so easy when you just follow behind it with, you know what? To all the children out there, I want to apologize. And you keep atoning for that. And you use that as an example of your fall. Get back up. But bear witness to the one who is the example. So, that's right. Exactly, Aaron. But I came back to clean messages. Exactly, brother. Thank you, brother. Ted James, thank you. Thank you, brother. I hope everybody else feels that way. If y'all could share this, I greatly appreciate it. If you didn't get to watch the whole thing, please. Hopefully it'll be on our app. Hopefully we'll have it on an app tomorrow or something. But download the Project Second Chance app. If you download that, hopefully it'll be on sometime tomorrow. Or maybe the next day we'll have it on that. So please download that and watch it again. And it'll be up on my Facebook page. Please watch it. And if I'm in error, please, I pray to God have mercy on my heart if I'm in error. Because I need all the blessings I can get. I need all the blessings I can get. All right. So, wow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. Wow. Thank you, Anthony Burton. Said, never too long, brother. Larry, you keep us on the right track. I'd rather be here than in something that's not good for my spirit. Thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We're going to win, man. We're going to win. We're going to open the school. I got great news that I'm going to share later on in the week. Please, I got some huge news. That's personally for myself, you know. To me, it's huge. And I'm moved by it. And I'm grateful to God. It makes it even more grateful. I made sure I shared it with others, all right, that were very close to me, but I don't want to make it public. But I shared it with those close with me so they at least know, all right, and share it and show them the invitation. So, you know, so they can at least know that if I don't say nothing in the future about it, and I don't say it soon enough, they can tell, all right, that I had the invitation. So I thank God for my life. All right. I thank God for the angels he's brought in my life. Those you see and those you don't see. But I want to thank God for all the people he's brought in my life, even though I may not have recognized all of them as God is. I've never been 43 before, about to be 44. So I'll be saying I've never been 44 before. Y'all get ready for that. All right. Well, I'm so thankful to God, man, for allowing me to see, you know, through vision, through science, through mathematics. I already see my people will win. That's enough. I already know now. I already know. It's not a belief anymore. God has already put a know in my heart that I know my people gonna win scientifically. We can't be defeated. That's why they created these nuclear bombs, because that's how angry they are. My goodness, man. I'm telling you, man, that they'd rather kill everybody because the biggest weapon is the genetics. They're finding out that God is built up in the genetics. They can't breed them out. They can't breed God all the way out. I just want you to think about it. They're finding out mathematically it's in us, just like it's in the universe. God didn't just put stars in the universe. He didn't just put sun that gives life to a whole planet of people. He didn't just make one, he made many of them. So the same way with people on earth, he didn't just make one, he made many of them. Some of them just played a role of maybe an inspiring somebody. Never see them again, and that person goes on to their journey to where they affect thousands or millions of other people's lives. Because the people who came into their life, who just kept keeping them on the right path. I want you to think about it, who helped them, who stood with them. So think about it. So I thank God, man. I thank God. Don't think that other people can't bless you. All right? Don't think that other people can't pray for you. Just because your prayer don't have no juice, there's some people out there who got prayer. And they can tune in with the universe for you. And they got juice, man. I'm telling you, man. I humble myself to that because I know it's not me. I know it's God in my life, man. All right? I know it's God in other people's life. I see the brilliance. Like I see it in Miss Katherine G. Johnson, but she ain't the only one. Don't get it twisted. Don't celebrate like she's the only one. We got plenty of little children right now in child cares that are many of Miss Katherine G. Johnsons. So I want you to think about it, man. All right? We got plenty of them. Plenty of them. Parents have the slightest idea of the brilliance they are producing because they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe they are brilliant. But they're producing. God is working through these children. I see it, man. I'm talking about the little ones. God has got his hands on them. So let's focus on the children, man. I told you where I'm at. What'd I tell y'all? I'm with the children. We keep thinking that when we read the scripture in the Bible or the Quran and keep talking about the children of God, we think as adults, it's us. I just want you to think about it. That's the arrogance. That's how Satan fooled us. We sitting here 40-something years old thinking we the children of God. I want y'all to think about it, man. I laugh about it because they get, just like the Christopher Columbus, they got over on you. Some of us don't want to admit that our parents got over on us and got over on our parents about Santa Claus. You know you believed in that Santa Claus. I know at one time I did. All right? Just bear witness, man. Just bear witness. So out of joy, man, I'm thankful because every time I talk about the children, listen, all my doubt and all that stuff is removed because they give me strength, man. Every time I go sit with the children, man, every time I go see them, I know, man, they greater than me. All right? And that's where I get my strength. All right? That's what I draw. That's what I'm plugged into. And they can't take the children away from me. I got 5 of them on my own. So I want you to think about it. So this is Larry Rivera with Project Second Chance. I thank each and every one of you for signing on. All right? Don't follow them in that foolishness. Let's keep moving, man. All right? Let's open schools. Let's open schools, man. Let's teach our people, man. Let's build the Black Wall Street. Let's do it. Everybody don't have to be in the school part of it. But want for your brother that which you want for yourself. Love your brother. Love your sister, man. Stop talking about all this love for your enemy. You look foolish talking like that. They don't even respect you for that. They respect you when you make sense. Nobody gonna give you reparations. And you still saying you love your enemy? They know that ain't gonna even work. Why go through all the problem with they base people to get upset with them for you to just give the money right back to them? I want you to think about it. You got to first accept the right leadership before you get reparations. I want you to think, if you can't even as a people accept the correct leadership for yourself, these people ain't gonna give you no reparation. That's silly to even ask them when you can't just say, we're up under one leader. Mathematically, they know that doesn't even work. You have to have a leader. You got to have someone negotiating for you. So, this is Larry Rivera with Project Second Chance. Yes, sir, Aaron, there's a place for the enemy, brother. He's going to get bred out. Just think about this. Listen, and I quit. This is on this, not quit. I'll close out is what I wanted to say. I'll close out for this video. I want you to think about it. How can you expect to go to a people who know they have you in a certain frame of mind, and when you keep exhibiting that frame of mind that they know they have you in, they know they still have control of you? When you cannot accept a leader that alone lets them know you're not ready for true freedom. God doesn't change the condition of a people until they change the condition of themselves. You have to be ready. If God is brilliant and you believe in God, doesn't he know when you're not ready? If you're still sitting around afraid in these times to support real movements for your people, and have children and can't see what's coming in your children's life, I want you to think about it. When a people know they have you in a frame of mind, my goodness, they are the psychologists. You are the study, and I'm talking about me. They are the psychologists. They are the breeders. I come from the breeding process. How arrogant can I possibly be to think that I have the answers within just myself, when God is showing you people who came before you and showing you their fate? When they start doing certain things you can't even see, when they can keep using the same trick on us over and over and over and over and over again, and we keep falling for it every time. Think about it. So, I just wanted to be open with everybody the best way I know how, to be just transparent, because the vessel gonna go back to the earth anyways, and I want to leave my mark in truth, bearing witness that we have an enemy and we have a God. You can take that however you want to. Take it however you want to. But you see black people not winning the way we going at it. So, how we gonna win? Ted James, thank you, brother. I'm glad you get it. For those of you who get it, I'm glad that you do get it. You know, maybe a little heavy for some people, but yes. But what better feeling than know that you're gonna be all right? To live not knowing if you're gonna be all right, that's a bad feeling, but to know that you're gonna be all right, to know that you've been bred a certain way, to think a certain way. My goodness. So I thank each and every one of you. Exactly, Aaron. The enemy has never been godly, brother. Never. I thank each and every one of you for picking my spirit up, you know, all the time. Keep elevating your brother. So, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. Ty Randolph, thank you, brother. You know, I just say, you know, I'm closing out. It's just that deep of a message to me, man. You know, it's like, man, I don't want to leave my people hanging, not understanding this message, that we're in those times. People, don't lose faith. We got to start holding our people accountable. Period. Period. We got to hold them accountable, man. And never forget, anybody out there who think you can't be conscious and say you're not a role model, you can't do the Charles Barkley thing. All right, for those of you who remember that kind of, you know, say I'm not a role model. You can't do that and say you conscious. You can't do that. So, Tada, thank you. I appreciate that. Likewise. Anthony Burton, yes, sir, brother. Thank you. Gina Walton, I know it's a heavy message. You know, I really do. I was going to even take it somewhere else, but I'm going to save it, because that's a whole nother message. But I want to thank God, man. I just want to make that very clear. Listen, if you are grateful for your life, when you study science and you just see how you got here, that should humble you. We so caught up on how our parents came together and all that. We missed the whole part of one sperm in billions or hundreds of millions. We missed that part. Survived that process. We missed that whole process. When you start really figuring out and understanding that you are here on this earth, and you really can go off this planet Earth and write yourself in the right side of history, man. Just like you see all them stars out there in the universe. When you leave here, you go there. You understand? You become life. Just want you to think about it, man. Have your own solar system that you power from that which you did right here. Just want you to think about it, man. See, we got to think like that. But I'm always thinking that children are watching my posts. When I'm getting ready to go in a certain direction, I'm thinking children are watching my posts. That parents are sitting there. Just think of the feeling of a parent sitting there, and you got your little 6-year-old, and you got your child believing in me more than Santa Claus. And I just go in that direction. My goodness, man. That's what I'm making sure that I'm convicting myself right now, as if I did that, so that I don't do that. So I hope y'all get that, right? That I'm really soaking up, because God will try you. I just want to make it very clear. I know how this thing works. God will then try you. If it was in private, okay. You done with the individual. Somebody did some real cruddy stuff to you. Okay, and then you're done with one another. But then, okay. My goodness, man. So I know that God may try me, so I want to be ready. I want to be ready. You understand? I want to be humble real quick. They say, oh, no, I ain't taking that path. But I will continue to teach. You better believe that. Anybody go that direction with Larry, I'm going to continue to teach, because truth, I'm going to hurl the truth at falsehood. And they may think they got a big brain, but I'm going to keep hurling that truth, that falsehood. It'll knock its brains out. All right? All right? So I'm going to stay in my lane, just make sure people stay in their lane. Because I'm going to bear witness to the one. I'm going to stay on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and keep bigging my brother up. And watch. 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 All right? Just watch. Just watch. That's all I'm saying. I'm telling you from a time frame of my life. Just watch. I'm just trying to, you know, some people want to get the knowledge and they want to hide the knowledge. Don't want to tell you where they plugged into. I'm telling you what I'm plugged into. All right? It's not about big numbers. You don't have to open a school with 300, 400, 500 people. You don't have to open up a school that big. Listen. You can open a school. Start small, everybody. We need schools. Get into the educational field, but you're going to have to do a lot of things for free. That's one thing. Oh, man. Did I say something? My views might start dropping. Because I said, you might have to get out there and volunteer to your own organization, your time, and work for it. All right? That's right. Full-time job for it. And then work for other people. You got to make a sacrifice. This is why I understand a little bit. I don't understand. I have a little bit of understanding of when Jesus was approached by the rich man. And the rich man was just telling Jesus about all the things he done. All the things he did, man. He was just telling Jesus. And Jesus said to him in the end, you know, but then take all your riches, man, and give it to the poor. Good God Almighty, man. A lot of people think that maybe it just means give your money to the poor. But your true riches is your knowledge. Man, some people don't really want to give you all the knowledge. They just give you enough to keep you fascinated. All right? And they robbing you. They ain't giving you their real riches. You think it's money, man. It ain't money. It's knowledge. Knowledge on how to deal with this enemy. Knowledge on how to deal with the enemy on the inside of yourself. If you're teaching on all this knowledge on the enemy on the outside, where is your teaching, brothers? Where's all your psychology on the enemy on the inside? Because you all say that white comes from black, so black produce white. Think about it. So that what you're seeing on the outside of you in white form, you're saying is on the inside of you too. My goodness. Just want you to think about it. All right? All right? So if your teaching don't have nothing to deal with the devil within, the enemy within, got to question your teaching. Where you get your teaching from. Think about it. So I thank each and every one of you for signing on. Hour and 37 minutes. I just feel full. And I don't like to walk around with a full cup because you spill it all over the place. I like to empty my cup, and I'm just emptying my cup to my people, trying to offer the little bit of guidance, all right? You know, just a finger point in a direction to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm just telling you like it is. And he's going to point you to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad going to point you to his teacher. So, my goodness, some of us have problems. My goodness, man. So I thank each and every one of you. My goodness, thoughts, just thoughts. I just thank, listen, I just thank Allah. I thank God. I thank each and every one of you. I thank God. I just thank him, man. Be grateful, everybody. Just be grateful. Be grateful for your life. Be grateful for the little things. These are the times where you don't need to be caught up on big material things. You don't need that. You'll become a slave to it. Let it go. Learn how to love the little things in life. Or be appreciative. So, when you're like that, man, listen, it's easy to bear witness that you're not the one. It's easy to bear witness that you're not the one. You need guidance. You need leadership. I need guidance. I need leadership. Stay a student. The moment you think you are the teacher, you'll be on that cross saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. All right? So stay in your place. When everybody's saying stay in your lane, stay in your place. No, you stay in your place, people. You bear witness that there's something greater than you. And one thing that's in your midst, it can be a child. Isn't that child greater than my life? If the children are my future, and I'm speaking on this post right now, shouldn't I right now be bearing witness that the children are greater than me, so I have a responsibility to the child, to the children. So, yes, staying humble. Exactly, Angela Williams. Thank you, Mina. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Mina. I greatly appreciate it, sister. Jacqueline Caller, what's up in the cup is yours. What overflows is out. Thank you, sister. I thank each and every one of you. I made sure I took time to think about it. Somebody sent me the video. No. I want to give a shout out to Yurima Karama because I actually to bear witness to the truth. I go to my timeline early this morning. Yurima Karama turned me on to it with a message. And it was on his timeline. I went through his comments and somebody posted up the link to it and I watched it. So thank you, Yurima Karama, for putting me on it early. So it gave me from morning time, afternoon, to think about it. So thank you, brother Yurima Karama. Give credit where credit is due. You haven't been on Facebook that much, brother, lately, but when the brother did that, thank you, brother, for putting it out there because I jumped on it immediately, got to see. But I saw it coming, and this is why there's a video that I put up, and it's only because it's mathematical, because of what I read and what I've been taught. It's not like I saw it. It's just what I've been taught and how to read. You can see it coming. And if you see a video, you know what I'm saying? And I shared it on my page, you'll see that I spoke to it because I knew it was coming. So, thank you, Angela Williams. Said I'm going. I'm trying to teach, sister. I'm trying to make it crystal clear. You know. Ty Randolph say he teaches through Dance Connection, his platform. Exactly. You know, people talking about their platforms. People talking about their platforms and whose platform this, whose platform that. Listen, man, we in Satan's world. We in Satan's world. All right? This is Satan's platform. And only God is going to see you through. And I'm talking about the God within. When you truly start loving your people and you don't get caught up into the money of the things. We can't get caught up into the money of it. Yes, we need it. But you know what? We need the community supporting what we need. We need to be independent. What better reason for our people now to say, you know what? I'm willing to support something black that's positive community that is truly willing to be independent. So that's what we need. And what we need are schools. Let's open schools. Let's open schools together. Support schools. We need independent schools. We need to teach our own children. Do you hear me? We have to educate them. We have to do what Miss Katherine G. Johnson said, and that is raise the standard. So I want to also mention Katherine G. Johnson. I look forward to seeing everybody. If you could please hit some buttons or whatever. Anybody's going to be there January 6th that's signed on. I want to thank each and every one of you that's going to come January 6th for the screening of the Katherine G. Johnson movie. They call it Hidden Figures. I call it Katherine G. Johnson movie. So, you know, want to thank each and every one of you who are going to be there. We sold out. Thank you. I will, Melissa Garner. Thank you, sister. Christian Mendoza, thank you. I hope it is powerful. I hope y'all getting the message. Aaron Johnson, thank you, brother, for sharing this post. Thank you. You know, thank each and every one of you for sharing the post because I want this message to get to my brothers. And but you know, some people are so arrogant, you know, that they won't see. That's where you deal with the deaf, dumb, and blind. Some people have the scales on their eyes and you can't remove them. Pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. I want you to think about it. And if you can't shame a person and show them that, brother, the children, sister, the children, you just disgraced the children. People have children watching you. So if that don't shame you, when you start reaching a certain platform, you have a responsibility. So let's grind. Thank you. I'm going to spend 2017 raising money for the school. That's what I'm going to do with 2017. We're going to use 2017 to raise money. 2018, we buy the land. And when we buy the land, we start building too. So I want you to think about it. So I need to ask my Facebook friends and family, and those who are even my friends and a part of the organization. If you're in the organization, you Bright Your Minds, or you A&G Productions, you Empower You, you know what I'm saying? You Project Second Chance, you understand? Listen, Nation of Islam. I mean, I can keep going and going and going. You know what I'm saying? And you want to support, listen, let's make history. Let's build schools, man. I keep saying, let's go to the children. Let's go to the children. Let's make history, man. You see what we got to do and how we got to do it. So let's do it, man. Bobby Blue said we're all in. Let's do it. Man, a sacrifice. A sacrifice. Shift some of your funds and save money. We don't need, listen, if we get $200,000, you'll see it. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to get $250,000 to start it off. Those around me can tell you that Larry's already doing it. All right? And I volunteer my time. I just want you to think about it. I don't mind go get a job. I go work for another black person. I don't have no problem with that. All right? And raise the money for 1 full year. Have a camp, still do the camps. 1 full year. Raise the money. We raised 300, we raised 500. You never know, we might raise 3 million. But let me tell you something, you don't need 3 million. You don't even want to spend. Why would you want to jump from nothing? I just want you to think about this now. Listen to me, people. These are your people. Why would you want to jump from no school at all to just this big school? That's problems. You want to start small and grow it slow. You don't have to jump from nothing to big. Start with 50 people. Start with 100 people. Why it's always got to be this big astronomical number? So why can't we start with 50 children? And yes, the children, families need to pay to go to school. And then you have the community give scholarships. But let me tell you something. If you're not willing to make the sacrifice for your children's education, and you're more willing to make a sacrifice for a nice car, that's your problem. That's your issue. That's your sickness. I just want you to think about it now. All right? There's sacrifices black people have over $1 trillion. Even poor people have something. If they just discipline their lifestyles, you will be able to send your children to schools. We should be willing to support the schools and stop looking for everything free. Haven't we learned our lesson about always wanting something free? Because it's always only the enemy that can afford to give it to us free. Because giving it to us free makes them more money behind closed doors, behind the bush, behind the scenes. So we don't need our enemy always giving everything free. We need to be independent. So, thank you, Aaron. You say y'all are impressive. Down in February, we had a faculty meeting today, and I mentioned some of the things that some of you are so powerful out there in America and around the world. I've had invitations to Australia. Not people saying we're going to pay you for a lecture. Larry, if you come to Australia, we'll put you and your family up. South Africa, right here on my page. Kenya, Ghana, Cuba. Man, you know. All right. But I want to focus on listen, if we do it right here in America, teach our children right. Black people don't teach their children to go hurt anybody. It ain't even our heart to do something like that. But we can't allow an outside force to keep interfering with our children's future, with their lives, because it's our future. We are cowards as gazelles. What gazelle do you see going to go look for the lion to graze next to the group of lions? What elk go graze towards, look for the wolves to go apologize or to say or to protect them if somebody's over there saying, hey, we're going to stop the wolves from attacking all the elk. Just want you to think about it. As a people, so busy trying to protect their name, their history. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Don't speak on it like that. Don't call them that. While our children are dying and our backs are to our children. While we sitting here trying to convince a wicked people to our children. Trying to defend them and tell everybody in the world, but they're not that bad. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. It's not that bad. It is that bad. They're plotting on our children. So, thank you, Aaron. Yes, brother. Demons are demons, brother. And some of them have chose to roll with the demons. And some of us are refusing to deal with the demons within inside of ourselves. To where, man, so... This is Larry Rivera with Project Second Chance. I hope this message was good for you. I want to thank God for my life. Thank God for each and every one of you. Peace.